If you're a food and drink brand and your product isn't performing the way it should, maybe the sales have slowed down or the review keep mentioning that the taste is not that great, I have creating something to help you. It's called the Flavour Blueprint. It's a free guide that based on the process I use with my clients to fix their underperforming products. If you're tired of guessing and you want clarity before another batch, download your free Flavour Blueprint. If you want to create food or drink products that actually taste amazing, get the repeat purchases and see your sales go up, you need a flavor strategy. I'm Manon Galizzi, food scientist and flavor expert, and in this podcast I share what I've learned from helping food and drink brands create new products from scratch, choose the right flavor direction, or fix the flavors that are not working. Welcome to another episode of my 30 days podcast challenge, and today we are day 16. Today I'm answering a question that someone asked me on Instagram, which is, I'm creating a vegan product using rice protein and pea protein. Which flavor do you think will work best? And this is something I work with my clients in my Choose package, where we understand the flavor profile of the food and drink product without the flavors to be able to select the best flavors that fits the product. Then we refine according to the target consumers and the bridge image. So the first thing is to understand the flavor profile of your product without any flavor at all. Most food and drink plant-based products that are based on pea protein and rice protein, from my experience, will have flavor notes like nutty, earthy, roasted, and beany. And when I mean beany, I'm not saying the nice and lovely vanilla bean notes. I'm more thinking about sort of kidney beans, black beans, this kind of beans. All right, so not necessarily a pleasant note. So on that basis, the best is to choose flavors that have similar notes of what you want to enhance. In this case, we don't want to enhance all of these beany notes. There are lots of pea protein on the market, and some of them are very strong in this beany notes, which is very unpleasant and is something we want to mask instead of enhancing it. So anything that is nutty, roasted, we definitely want to enhance. Earthy, we definitely don't want to enhance. So we want to find flavors that complement the base and hopefully mask the notes that we don't want to enhance. So think about anything that is nutty and roasted. Okay, so we have caramel, chocolate, spices like cinnamon in particular, nuts like walnut, coffee, and banana. And avoid at any cost flavors like berries, citruses, vanilla. I know, but trust me, it's just going to taste like Play-Doh, and apple. So then, according to your food and drink product, you have to find the right flavor profile. It never stops at the kind of flavors you want. It never stops, I think caramel can fit my product. Go deeper. What type of caramel? Do you want a very dark caramel, when you make it at home on the saucepan and it's almost bitter? Or do you want a milky and buttery type of caramel? Like the type of soft, salted caramel you have as sweets. Chocolate is the same. Do you want it more milky and creamy, or do you want it more dark and fruity? The cinnamon, do you want it more or less woody? A cinnamon is never a cinnamon. And sometimes I quite like playing with these notes together. So you can combine flavorings if you're using flavoring, or ingredient powders or liquids, whatever you use to bring the flavors to your food or drink product, you can mix them together. So you create this unique flavor profile for your product. So for example, for cinnamon, I quite like a cinnamon bun. So I may mix, for example, some cinnamon and caramel, or request a different cinnamon bun flavorings, for example, because I quite like these cinnamon taste with a little bit of caramel, some biscuity notes as well. So you can be very creative when it's about flavors. It's just finding the flavor profile that fit your product. So you may find maybe 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2, doesn't matter, different flavor profiles. It's always good to have maybe 2 to be sure. Then you have to focus on your target consumer and your brand image. For your target consumers, ask yourself that question. You really have to know them by heart. Are they Gen Z, adventurous, and want to travel through food? Or are they more like bloomers and there was something that is more nostalgic and soft and nothing overpowering or nothing new? Do they want something that is streety or something a little bit more light and sophisticated? The amount of the flavor, do they want a flavor that is boom in their face as the first sip or the first chew, or do they want something that is a little bit more subtle? All of this data from your target consumer will help you make informed decision for your final product. Then, when you're ready, send some samples to your current consumers. Try to go to events and make them try. Maybe you have 2 or 3 versions before you take your final decision, and they're going to help you decide which one they prefer. So then you can maybe tweak until you can validate your final product. This is the end of today's episode. As always, I hope this episode was helpful. You can find all of my tips around tasting, flavors, and product development in my newsletter. So don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Bye!